Hey guys, and welcome to my loot from 250 of the new Slayer creatures, Acheron Mammoths. And this is the last Slayer creature to come out in November, and this is the last video of the 4. And I can tell you right now that they were my favorite out of the 4. Like, much better than the Ripper Demons, the Wyverns, and the Camel Warriors. And if you saw the last video of the Camel Warriors, you should know I absolutely despise them, and this was not the case with the Mammoths. Like, these guys are probably the only ones I will do during Slayer after this video. The other 3, I'm going to cancel those tasks, maybe even block them, because I just cannot stand them whatsoever. Before we get into the loot and what they drop and all that kind of stuff, I do want to talk about how I kill them and what I do to prevent their attacks and that kind of thing. So as for my gear, I just use my highest melee gear with Malevolent and my Drygor Rapiers. The reason you want the Rapiers instead of any of the other ones is that they are weak to stab, and that will bring you very, very close to 100% accuracy, which is what you want. As for my Summoning Familiar, on the video I was shown to use the Blood Nihil, but after a while I realized I preferred the Yak, because then I could stay longer and I could bank the rune items if I wanted. But yeah, as for their attacks, they have 3 or 4 special attacks that you gotta worry about. Aside from their normal melee attack, they have a range special attack where they will move their head to the side and throw an ice block at you, and there are several ways to protect yourself from that. You can just put on Prey Range right before it hits you. You can put on Debilitate. You can move out of the way. Any way works, but I personally put on Prey Range and just take half the damage, or just do Debilitate, take half the damage, because I don't want to move. It can stop my abilities, especially during a threshold, and what you want to do is make the kill as fast as possible to conserve a lot of your food. As for the other special attack that you got to worry about is the charge attack. So there is an animation for it that you can watch out for, but to me it's very similar to the range attack. So what I do is I look at the HP bar a lot, like very intensely, and once I see that it spawns a third adrenaline bar or adrenaline bar that has blue instead of yellow, that's when I know it's going to do its charge attack. So right away I put on my Prey Melee, and I also put on Devotion sometimes to block all the damage. If you don't have Prayer on, it can hit you up to like 7k or something, but with Prey on, you only get hit like 1,000, so it's not that bad. Another good way to stop that is to do a Destroy ability once you see the bar charging up. And the Destroy ability stuns the enemy, so it will stop that bar for as long as you do the ability. So it's very nice, and especially when it's very close to the end of the kill, you can just completely avoid the charge attack by stalling him. As for the last attack, I never really encountered it because it only happens if you take forever on the kill. The yellow adrenaline bar, once that gets to 100%, it will do a pulverize ability, and that will damage you for a fuck ton. And it will also decrease the damage you do on the mammoth for like 30 seconds or something. I never really got that because my kills were fast enough, but if you weren't using tier 90s like I am, or you aren't very good at DPS, that can happen to you, so you gotta watch out for that. I believe you can block it with Barricade or Prey Melee, that kind of thing. So yeah, that wasn't really a full guide, but that's basically the Mammoths in a nutshell. To me, they're very easy compared to the other ones. I feel like they're very forgiving. But wait, this is a loot video, so we should talk about what they drop. They don't really have a like extremely rare drop like, you know, the Camels had the Camel Staff, Ripper Demons had the Ripper Claws. For the Mammoths, they have a uncommon Mammoth Tusk drop, and that is used in the Pack Mammoth Familiar. And right now, the Pack Mammoth Familiar is kind of underwhelming, so unless they buff it, it's really not going to be extremely expensive. Like right now, I think the market is around 80k, 70k, something like that. It's not too much, especially when you're only getting one every 30-ish kills. Maybe more, maybe less. But as for any other rare drops, they also have the Raptor Key Piece, just like the other Slayer creatures that came out in November. But again, it's very, very rare, and you only can get it on task. And you'll see their normal loot isn't that great either. It's just an assortment of noted drops and such like any other monster. And it's okay, it's not the best. As for their experience per hour, when I'm on Slayer task, I've tested it, I get around 100 kills per hour. So that means that's 400k Slayer per hour, 250k in any combat style, and 80k an hour in HP. So the melee experience that I get here isn't fantastic. It's okay for Slayer, but the Slayer experience is amazing. 400k an hour is one of my best tasks. So like I said, I will do these on Slayer whenever I get them. But enough talk about the Mammoths. Let's go and see what I got from 250 kills. Alright, here is the loot for the Mammoths. And again, like I said, it's just an assortment of normal noted drops. And they also drop Dragon Longswords, Rune Plate Bodies, Rune Kite Shields. And I did not use Spring Cleaner on this loot video because I wanted to see what specific rune items they drop. And yeah, like I said, I got 6 mammoth tusks, and yeah, it's pretty standard loot. As for the charms, it's pretty mediocre, nothing to write home about. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So it comes out to 7.1 mil, and considering some of them are like big bones and molten glass that probably will not sell for that price, I'd say it's going to be around 7 mil, but I'll be right back after selling this. Okay, never mind. I actually got more than what I originally said I would. I got 7.2 mil with 30k change. So it was slightly higher than the price check. And the reason for that is the mammoth tusks sold for more than the original price check. They were like 37k on the GE price, but they sold for 80k each, so that was quite nice. Because I didn't say it earlier, this took around 4 hours to do. If I was on Slayer task, I get 100 kills per hour, so you could do this technically in 2.5 hours. If you're using my methods on Slayer. With that, it's almost 3 mil an hour loot on Slayer tasks, so it's not that bad. And again, the Slayer experience is amazing. So yeah, in conclusion, they are the best of the 4 new Slayer creatures in my opinion. Ripper Demons, technically, you can get more Slayer experience per hour there if you're very good and consistent, but again, I do not really like them because they're very annoying. I feel like these guys are more forgiving, like you have more time to prepare for the one-hit attacks, and I've noticed if they hit you with a charge, and while they're hitting you, while you're getting hit in the air, you can put on Prey Melee, and you will block that damage, even though you just got hit without it. Yeah, as for their loot, they're okay. I mean, it took me 4 hours, and I got 7.2 mil, so it's 1.8 mil an hour for me, but again, I was off task. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.